let's go forth with our next discussion. United Spirits, that was a stock which was in focus all weekend. The United Spirits board has asked Dr. Vijay Mallya to step down as the non-executive chairman. But Vijay Mallya has said that he will not. He intends to continue as chairman because he has a valid contractual agreement. Jain Gupta, the former executive director of SEBI and managing director at Stakeholders Empowerment Services, and Pratibha Jain, a partner and head of infra practice at Nishith Desai Associates, joins us now to discuss this issue. Good morning to both of you. Pratibha, I want to start off with you and try and understand legally what is tenable. If the shareholders agree to keep, Vijay Mallya on board, then what can the Diageo board do from here on?
So let's understand the facts that are available through public sources. The Diageo currently holds more than 50%, about 55% of the company. So they do have the majority in the company, which means they control both the at the shareholders level meeting and the board. So they can get the resolutions through. In terms of removal of the chairman and the director, the removal of director can only happen at the shareholder level. The process for removal is provided under the Companies Act, is very detailed, and there is a strict procedure to be followed. It's taken very seriously, especially in India, for removal of directors. So it's about a 45-day process where you have to give notice to the director. And also what we know is that there is an agreement in place between Diageo and Vijay Mallya, where Vijay Mallya has been given a vote-along right by Diageo to keep Mallya as chairman of the company. To the extent that there is any discrepancy between the shareholders agreement and what the shareholders want to do and the company wants to do in a meeting, if there is a diversion, it is what happens as per the articles that rules. Now the articles will give the power to the majority shareholder. If he has more than 50%, he can remove a director by following the due process of 45 days. To the extent that the shareholders agreement says something to the contrary, if there is a breach, then you go to the court and you fight over it for the breach of the agreement and for monetary compensation. However, the practice today has become, due to this established rule in India, that the shareholders agreement gets incorporated in the articles of the company. So the provision where there is a vote along where Mr. Vijay Mallya is required to be as the chairman and Diageo is supposed to vote in favor of any such resolution is in the articles, and the company will have to enforce it. So I actually expect Mr. Mallya to go and get a stay, either through a Section 9 if there's an arbitration agreement, or in a CLB or a civil suit, asking for a stay from this going through if Diageo tries to remove him.
I'm a little confused, Pratibha. Just hold on. At the moment, we are getting the Bharti Infratel numbers, and they look a tad better than what the street was expecting. 530 crores was expected, and they are delivering close to 560 crore. So a slightly better than expected number. That's always good to see. We are out of practice with seeing better than expected numbers. So this is a good set coming in. We'll get you more on that. Pratibha, what are you saying now? What will prevail? Diageo's, Dr. Mallya's, agreement with Diageo that he should be retained as chairman will prevail, or the shareholders' vote will prevail?
So, to the extent that the shareholders' agreement provision, which requires Diageo to vote in favor of Mr. Mallya to stay on as the chairman of the company, if that is incorporated in the articles, then that will prevail, unless there is a contrary direction either from a court or a regulator asking the chairman to be removed.
Okay. Mr. Jain Gupta is also with us. Mr. Gupta, what's the sense that you're getting?
See, we have to divide this problem into two. One is the governance aspect, other is the legal point. As for the governance is concerned, we always maintain that it starts when the legal boundary stops. So for the governance perspective, Mr. Mallya is under cloud, and we have been writing it right from beginning that he is under cloud, so he should, as a moral responsibility, he should step out till such time his name is cleared. Coming back to legal things, as Pratibha has said, there is a contract between Diageo and Mr. Mallya. Now, how far that contract will sustain or will remain is to be seen, because if there is something which has been done wrong, will that contract sustain? It will be only known when we go through the contract. But the position is that whether the shareholders, whether the minority shareholders, the 46% shareholders, who are also shareholder of USL along with that, should go along with the contract that has been signed between Diageo and something. In my opinion, the Diageo and the company should bring the shareholder agreement for ratification to the shareholder, and let us see what minority shareholders do. Coming to the next point, it is going to be a royal legal battle, because both sides are not short of money and they have hired the best legal brains. But here the regulator has a very important role to play. We have pointed out earlier that the write-off of 4,500 odd crore in White and Mackay's sale, to us it was a transaction which got a suspicion, because 7 years in their balance sheet and annual report they have been writing that White and Mackay has been performing well. Suddenly they have to write 4,500 crore. There should be investigation of each and every transaction that happened between USL and the subsidiaries which funded White and Mackay. Second thing is this: last year in November, they had brought about 12 transactions, out of which 9 were related party transactions. And most of the transactions were of the nature that this is valid till such time Mr. Mallya is the chairman of the board. So we said whether this is for the benefit of the company or for the chairman. So all these things needs to be investigated by the regulator, and shareholders should ask question. The issue is, what did Diageo do at the time of due diligence, whether they played ball with Mr. Mallya or not. And next point is this: as far as my knowledge is concerned, Pratibha would be able to correct me, that chairman of the board is decided by the director legally. It is not elected by the shareholder. Of course, generally the practice in India is that the people appoint shareholder chairman also in the board. But company law states that the board elects its own chairman. So the board has very much right to say that, okay, now XYZ will be the chairman, Mr. Mallya will not be the chairman. But here the problem would be, because election of Mr. Mallya as a chairman has happened through the shareholder meeting. But in my opinion, it is the right time for the regulator to attack and or act and see what is there. And my request is that the PwC report should be made public, because why it should be hidden from any other shareholder.
Okay.